Well, hello there, and welcome back to Jester of Blades. You might not know me yet. I am the one behind Jester of Blades, so you might as well call me the Jester. And today I want to take you on another video, this time for a quite cool cooperation with another HEMAist. And I want to show you how I make these stabilizers for these aluminium and leather mix Dussacks, which are quite cool, and some of you already ordered them. Yeah, I only make the stabilizers for them. The leather blade that you see here, so it's basically just sandwiched in between two aluminium stabilizers. The leather blade that you see here is actually not made by me, which it's taken care of by my cooperation partner. So yeah, I will show you how the stabilizers for these are made, and I will see you after the video. What you see me do here is preparing the stock for machining in a way I find quite ingenious and is known to me as superglue machining. This is a very cheap and fast way of doing it, and I mostly use it for prototyping. I had to do only 10 of these, and there really would have been no point in building a special fixture for these. The tape you see me apply here is for me to get the part loose again and not having to clean up the glue with acetone each and every time. After application of the tape, I burnish the tape using ground dowel pin to get out all the air bubbles from underneath and to stick down the tape really well. And now just neatly cut off the excess. As you can see, I did the same to the platter I have on the machine, and am now applying the super glue to the part. I do this very generously, for there really is nothing worse than having a part come loose during machining. The 3 dowel pins on the platter are for aligning the workpiece in X and Y repeatedly every time, so I have to touch off only once. You can see me pressing down and hammering on the stock to get it to seat down nicely without any air pockets underneath. By the sound it makes, I can also tell if there are any hidden loose spots. After gluing, I pulled the dowel pins for them to not get in the way during machining, which would break the tool. Now I jog the machine to change the tool and the collet, which is still in the spindle from the last stabilizer. I then put in a 4mm single flute end mill, which will be used to do the roughing and slotting around the perimeter of the part, and just gently tighten the collet nut. Now I jog the machine to touch of the tool length using a touch probe. All the faces need to be free of chips, since any chip trapped between the part and the touch probe would introduce an error to the measurement, and in turn that would lead to a bad part or a broken tool. And touch off. Now I just hit cycle start and the machine will run the program. First of all, roughing out the pockets for weight reduction and improving the handling. And of course making it look way cooler. And since this takes almost 15 minutes in real time, I will speed it up for you. Man, I wish my machine was that fast in real life. Next up in the program, the machine will slot around the perimeter of the Dussack. Since I can take this in one depth of cut, the machine is ramping down and only taking 1 mm at a time. Taking it in one depth of cut would lead to chip clearing issues, which would clog the end mill and break it, and potentially also ruin my part. Since this takes up quite some time as well, let me speed it up for you. Now that the raw profile is cut, I will use a 4 mm bullnose end mill for rounding off the handle area, so you can comfortably hold it without cutting your fingers. The machine is ramping around the circumference of the handle and interpolating the fillet. And now a closer look at the machine fillet. The next tool I use is a 90-degree chamfer cutter, which I use to lay a 45-degree chamfer around all the edges and countersinking the holes for accepting the screw heads. This breaks all the sharp corners left after machining and also gives it quite a nice appearance. Unfortunately, that is all the machine can do for me. The rest is all manual labor, and I'm now grinding off the tabs that were attaching the workpiece to the leftover stock and breaking the sharp edge on the back side. And now I realize that this is actually quite loud and putting on my ears. Quick change over to a 240 grit belt for finishing. I had the machine pre-drill the holes for me, however I still need to widen them up to 5mm so that Christian can fit his screws in there. And I'm doing this manually since it's just easier and faster this way than reprogramming the whole code. At least when I'm only doing 20 parts or so. Now, I'm sorry for the noise on the background. The CNC machine is already making the next part, basically unattended. That also is the beauty of CNC machining. While the machine is doing its thing, I'm basically free to do all the finishing work that needs to be done. I'm now finishing the handle area by hand, which is also the most important step since this is where you will have to touch all the time. After rough filing, I deburr the backside of all the cutouts with a small needle file, which I found to be the best way to do it. After deburring, I now get back to the handle area with a piece of sandpaper to smooth out the filing marks. And after checking with my hand, that stabilizer is done. Welcome back again. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give me a thumbs up. And as always, if you really enjoyed the video, I would be very happy if you would subscribe to my channel. Until the next time on Jester of Blades, you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, till the next video I can see you over there, I guess. Bye bye.